Welcome to a DropTent Media Production.
Yo, what is up? What is up? Welcome to a slightly later edition of Slapstick Sports. I am one half of the show, Adam Nutter. What's up? Of course, behind the boards, my man Jesse Pedraza, the other host.
What's up, yo?
What's up? Another snowy fucking day.
Yeah, it's a snowy day in Philadelphia.
Which is the reason why we didn't record last time. Because it was snowing, and I was like, my wife got off of work, I should say. When I say school, I sound like I'm dating a child. You know, when I pick her up from the bus stop,
Yeah.
The other parents look at me weird, but, you know, I know true love.
Okay, so we're starting our hot. We got a known pedophile here.
No, so she can't. She's a teacher. So she got off of work, and she was like, "Can you please stay home and help me with like house stuff? Like, please." She's like, "Please, I need help." I was like,
I got the text message of you're like, she begged me.
She literally begged me, like, and I was like, I can't. I'm not. What am I like? No, I have to go. You know, it's like I can't do that.
You
to
could
her.
have said that.
I could have, but it's not worth the fight later.
That's true. I guess
It's not. Because, like, I know we could do this anytime, and you're not my wife, and you won't be mad at me. I'd be like, hey, my wife's being
That's
crazy.
true. I'm not going to be mad at
Exactly.
you.
But if I was like, no, I got to go do this, she'd be like, fine. And then it would be later on. She'd be mad at me. And then it'd be 8 o'clock that night. I'd be like, just what? Say why you're mad, and we'll fucking move on from this. Like, it's just Harvard all day.
Did you end up finish the painting?
We did.
And what color was it?
I want to say...
Turquoise?
No, that's my living room. I want to say it is.
You heard it here first, people.
I want to say it was like a light gray, kind of. But
so it was depressing the entire time.
Yeah, and she was also just not happy the whole time. Because this is the thing about my wife. She wants to start house projects, but then will complain the entire way through. I'm like, we didn't make you do this. Yeah. You did this.
Yeah.
You have no right to be angry.
No, it's all about the nesting process.
It's crazy.
It's weird. The women just want to like, because my mom was that way. My mom was always doing projects. I mean, granted, she never really complained, but it was like the house is at a lesser value because of her projects. It's so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then she'll just literally complain the whole time. She'll just be like, oh. She's like, oh, this hurts my arm. And she's like, you're not doing this right. I go, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
You recruited me. I was last in my class for painting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing, too.
But what about finger painting? Come on, I feel like you'd be good at that.
I make fucking killer hand turkeys, bro. like she's, I hate painting. Like, I hate it so much where I am willing to throw any amount of money to another human being to paint my house. Like any amount of money. You could be like, this is gonna cost $40,000. I'm like, sure. Here's $50,000. Like paint my fucking. Like I hate painting that much.
So guess who's gonna be painting his house later on this week?
Jesse be there. He's like, yeah, I know how to paint. Like,
$40,000. I will learn to paint for $40,000.
But it's just I hate it. Gets I've ruined so many clothes painting.
Yeah.
I just paint in my boxers now.
Why don't you just get shorts you don't care about?
No. Boxers.
Do you care about your shorts?
But I don't want to keep. I don't even want that. I just paint my boxers.
One. It's not even asking for like. You can't have like one pair of like just shitty shit that you.
I have like 4 pairs of shorts. They're all nice. I don't want to ruin one.
But they're not like athletic shorts.
Yeah, they are.
You're impossible. You're impossible. Because out of those 4, I would ruin at least one.
I know.
Just one. It doesn't matter.
But I just don't want to paint. No, does have to paint NFL players because they make millions of dollars, and their
That's
wives
true.
probably just fucking.
I don't know. We just heard Cam Newton talk about how rich he was.
It really is the worst. Like, this is that's a perfect example of football's done.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Cam Newton was talking to a kid.
He was a kid.
And the kid was just letting him know he was a free agent, as if he didn't know that already.
Yeah.
and then he proceeded to say, "Oh, you're gonna be broke someday." And then typical NFL players, they do.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's like, "I'm rich and I'm good," and I'm like,
Fair.
and then he's getting shit for it, which is a lot of bullshit.
It's just it was so, like I said, I would have went way harder on that kid if I was me.
Yeah.
I would have been like, yo, I'm gonna fuck your dad.
But it was so weird how Cam was like, "Let me talk to your father." He really went. He couldn't just be like, I don't know. What would you say to your dad? Like, what would you say to that?
Oh,
dad?
he was probably just gonna be like, either he's gonna be like, yo, get a hold of your kid,
Yeah,
right?
true,
or
right.
he was gonna be like, what do you do? What are you, a plumber? You piece of shit.
Oh.
And the dad would be like, I didn't start this.
Yeah. He's like, "Can I still get your autograph? Because it's probably gonna be, a paycheck that I
Right.
another paycheck that I could,
That's
expend to
what
this
I would
family."
assume. But like, it just goes to show you how like once football is done, dude, it's like I feel like a lot of the sports news world just kind of comes to a standpoint. And I know it's
Yeah.
other sports, yeah, but
They're just not as fun as football.
I feel like football dominates in the news cycle for sports, just like other things dominate the news cycle in like politics.
Yeah.
Like football dominates the news cycle. Like everything always feels like how many. I'll put this here. How many just shows about there are there just about football compared
Yeah.
to just about baseball, hockey, or basketball or MMA?
Yeah, seriously. It's ridiculous. Like, I remember, NFL Live.
Yeah,
I'd
on
watch
ESPN.
it. Yeah, and I'm just like, man, the NFL makes so much money off of bullshit, especially now with free agency and all the trade stuff happening.
Dude, so well, first of all, everything has their network now, like the MLB network.
That's true, yeah.
But no one watches the MLB network.
No.
No, the NBA and NHL networks are barely a thing that exists.
Yeah.
But the NFL network actually puts on like legit content.
They do, yeah.
They do.
I've learned a lot of history through the NFL network.
So like we are actually watching the NFL network.
Yeah. And then, I would watch the NBA network if they probably put in more
Care?
yeah, just more documentaries about past teams.
You have
So I could learn
right?
about the game.
You have literally a wealth of knowledge of talent to pull, like Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, all these greats that you could talk about, and they don't do shit.
Yeah.
It's I know the Shaq was NBA Tonight or whatever on TNT, whatever. That's like their biggest show because Shaq and Barkley are on it.
Yeah, but
Right.
Shaq is like a thing onto himself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's only because of Shaq. If Shaq wasn't on that, I guarantee that wouldn't touch ratings.
Right. Definitely.
But again, you have so take away the NFL Network and all the NFL Network shows. So take those away, you still have like NFL Live, NFL Game Day, NFL. Good Morning's NFL Network. Then then there's like football talk, like pro football talk.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying. Like
talk, yeah.
and all the podcasts on football just dominates. So when football ends, it's like Cam Newton's shit talking a child. Like what's about that? It's
Yeah, totally. They're just like, please, someone.
they were hoping he would punch him, like punch the kid,
Yeah.
punch him. But it's just not interesting.
Nah,
to me.
he's not a running back.
And it wasn't a woman.
Yeah, it wasn't a woman. Although you can make him look like a bitch. Anyways.
But speaking of the NFL, so that was obviously fun news. But then the big trade this past week was Carson Wentz, and obviously we're in Philly, but we're not Philly fans, you and I.
not.
But we are in Philly.
Yes.
So
we have to hear
friends of
about
ours
it. care about this.
care about this deeply.
Yeah.
And he was trash. So
I don't think he was trash.
no, you're right. I was being a dick.
Yeah, I don't think he's trash. I think he's just, it was something happened after his injury, which always, right? But also just, I don't know, man.
So producer Evan, executive producer of DropTent, he blows Carson Wentz's cock
Does he?
big time, and he's like, I was like, hey, so he's too injury prone, which isn't that necessarily his fault, but
Right.
let's be honest, he is.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's throwing interceptions that are 100% on him.
Yeah.
Like I watch a lot of those games, a lot of those highlights. They weren't like, oh, good play on the defender. Oh, the receiver dropped the ball. He was making bad decisions and bad throws. And Evan's like, oh, it's the coaching. I'm like, hey, that's only so much.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, but also, like, I feel like you mesh with certain coordinators.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Totally. And I'm saying, sure, that's part of it.
Yeah.
The other part is he's not as good as you thought he was. He's not.
I just don't think he's good in that system because I felt the same way about Brady when he first was with the Bucks. Like, he was throwing a lot of interceptions and just making bad decisions. And you know what I mean?
But could that be just a new team?
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. He got a new he's back with Frank Wright.
Right.
He's just like he was great with Frank Wright.
I guarantee he has a much better season with Indy.
For sure. Absolutely. With that offensive line, well, isn't it still good, right? The offensive line is still good.
Yeah, I don't think anybody left.
Right.
I don't think.
Or they're not deteriorating.
No.
Yeah, I know Dallas is. They were talking about how Dallas's O-line is deteriorating.
Did they not re-sign Dak Prescott?
They still, yeah. Jerry Jones is making a shit ton of money off of Texas' terrible situation, and he still doesn't want to give any money to Dak. He is making so much money off of so many Texans losing their lives, and none of that money will go to Dak Prescott.
Dude, Jerry Jones is a gigantic piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I respect it.
Oh my God.
No. There's a part of me that always just goes like, I respect this is not giving a shit. That's what it is. I respect him just being like, nah.
So you respect monsters.
Yes, I do in a way. I do. Yeah. Yes, not like that's the only word I know how to use it. But like, yes, there is something to that where I go like, hats off, like you're doing it, like you're just doing it, like not. Like,
I mean, I get, yeah.
You know
there's a sense of like gaming the system.
Yes,
but
it's not like I'm not like I honor it or not. I'm not like oh good, like yeah. It's like, hey, all right. I can respect the game. You know what I'm saying? That's it. A part of me can always put everything else aside, no matter what the situation is. I can always go, if I think it's like legit, I can be like, all right, he's fucking, at least he's doing something in everybody's face. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I can respect that. That's all it comes down to sometimes.
Fair enough.
I don't.
But
But he's a giant piece of shit. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's a huge piece of
shit.
shit.
He's also the worst GM owner, like, because he's so cocky and egotistical.
Dude, his ego is just beyond anyone's. Yeah. It's in the fact that he's making so much money right now. And he's not, and you're right, he's not going to give it to Dak at all. Because, like, I remember when he got injured, he was just like, your family, you're this, you're that, you're going to get traded. You're going to be
I mean, listen, honestly, I don't think Dak is worth, like, the money he thinks he's worth.
No, he's not, dude. Taylor Heineke was a better fucking quarterback in one game.
He really was.
And he's only going to be paid $2 million.
Which is still $2 fucking million.
Well, whatever. I mean, it's $2 million, and we got a defense that fucking rocks.
Is he gonna be a starter?
He'll be competing
With who?
I don't know yet. Alex Smith, I assume.
I thought he's done. I thought he retired.
Alex Smith thinks he can do one more season.
He should retire. What he did was amazing.
Yeah,
and you should stop now.
I think he might have. I don't know. I think he might have one season in him left, but yeah, he should retire after that, just for the sake of him, like living a life.
And by the way, what he did was amazing, but it is very funny how all of us, like, it's still football, so we're like, it's amazing you came back so just to throw a football again.
You know what's so ridiculous is that, like, my friends were, like, very adamant about Alex. Like, I have this friend Joey who's we might have him on. I don't know. We'll talk.
Okay.
But
do I know him? Comic?
No, he's like a childhood friend.
Okay.
And he got on me about, like, Alex Smith, and I'm like, Alex Smith sucks. Right? Like, Alex Smith sucks, and he's like, this is the time, you know, like, you're first in the division, he doesn't throw that many interceptions. I'm like, yeah. He still sucks.
He's just manageable,
you know what I mean?
right?
Like,
he's a manager.
Yeah, he's all right. He just doesn't make the big plays.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
I guess, though, if you think about most of the NFL, like, most of the NFL starting quarterbacks are just quarterbacks that can manage a game well.
Most of them, yeah.
And then you have just a few, like,
standouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's like, and then like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is like one of those
He's a
people
game
that
manager.
Game manager.
I would say he's maybe slightly because he could throw more touchdowns, so maybe he's like slightly
He can-
above.
Yeah, he can put the ball downfield, but like for the most part,
Dude, I mean, let's be honest. Daniel Jones, he's a fucking game manager.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, a game. I mean, it'd be quicker to just do it like the Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
yeah, everyone else. Well, Herbert is on the rise.
But
Even then,
you
that,
can't say shit. He's
Yeah.
he had one rookie of the year, great, but that means nothing, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
that
it's like
doesn't mean
we gotta
nothing.
wait. It's like he's not an
Yeah.
elite quarterback. Like, those guys I think of as elite quarterback. I guess Ben Roethlisberger's still up there, but like I don't know,
Not
dude. Like
anymore.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I
Like
think
not even
he's
anymore.
done.
So it's like
Yeah. Anyways, but I don't know. They were just like, because I thought he was just gonna break. Like, everyone comes back. Like when you're an athlete like that. When I heard him break his leg, I was like, he'll be back.
but that was like a bad.
No,
break,
I didn't
yeah.
realize how bad
And
it
then
was.
the infections and
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize the infections, right? So like when that happened, my friend's just like, yo, he almost died. And I'm like, what?
from a broken leg, pussy.
Yeah. No. And he's like, no, he got an infection and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, I didn't know that, dude. Why are you
Oh, he's
on
tough
me?
as nails.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
like, what are you on?
Average
And
quarterback, but tough as
yeah,
nails.
and
human
I'm like,
being.
at the end of the day, he's still an average quarterback.
Right.
And he's like, well, he was fighting for his life. You shouldn't say anything bad about him. I'm like, I'm not saying anything. He's just an average quarterback.
That's the thing. It's like I'm not saying Alex Smith sucks as a person. I'm saying as his quarterback skills in the NFL go, he's an average quarterback.
There's a statistic named Alex because it was like something it was about like checkdowns. They found a way to like,
oh, that's funny.
yeah, they found a way to like,
He does do that a lot.
yeah, it's so dumb, but it's funny that they fucking immortalize him that way.
And then you have the Goff Stafford trade,
Yeah,
which, by the way, Stafford, I'm glad he's out of Detroit because he
yeah.
deserved so
He's
much,
so much
more.
better.
The three players I consistently think of for Detroit that just, I mean,
I'm glad Sue got a ring.
I wasn't even gonna think of Sue. I was gonna say Stafford, Calvin John, Megatron,
Yeah,
and Barry
Megatron.
Sanders
And Barry, right?
because Bill Barry didn't want to leave.
Barry
be
just
fair.
left.
He just retired because he could have left.
Yeah.
He didn't want to leave Detroit though. So okay, he should have. But
yeah.
Calvin Johnson, they weren't trading him. He was never leaving.
Yeah,
and
he
they were
was-
never letting him go.
No.
And they threw all the money in the world at him just to keep him. And he, you know,
retired with injuries, I think.
that too. And then
Yeah.
Stafford, the guy throws for 5,000 yards consistently. to by the way, no one's.
But then again, it's like a lot of it's garbage yards
But if that was true, then a lot of quarterbacks would be throwing for 5,000 yards.
for sure. All right, I agree. Yeah, no, I agree.
So I mean, it's not easy to throw for that many. And again, he had Calvin Johnson for a lot of his career.
Yeah,
That was it.
yeah, no,
And they doubled him a lot. So he had no ones to throw the fucking
Yeah,
ball
he
to.
might have had Tate one year.
Yeah, take like a year or
That
two.
was
I
like-
mean,
yeah, that was
Galladay's
it.
not bad. Marvin Jones, they're not bad, but they're not
No,
names.
They're not.
Calvin
Megatron.
Johnson was the only name.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it. I mean,
Yeah,
so to see him go to the Rams with a crew of receivers,
yeah.
Cup,
gonna do
Woods,
damage.
fucking what's his face? I can't think of the other guy.
Cup?
No, Cup, Woods, and the fucking third receiver they have. I can't think of his fucking name.
I don't remember either.
Cooks? No,
No, you said Cooks.
whatever.
Yeah.
But and he's gonna have like a line. He's gonna have like a running back. He's gonna have like a tight end, receive like a defense. Like that's
Yeah.
gonna be exciting. But Jared Goff, I always thought he was fucking very average.
Jared Goff's yeah, I think he was. You know who got contracts super early? Who I think didn't deserve it was him and Bortles.
Oh yeah,
Bortles more so. I mean, Goff
Yeah.
had his moments,
he was in
but
the Super Bowl.
yeah, but like, man, I really wanted Jacksonville to go to the Super Bowl that year.
Same.
But man, using them in Madden, oh god,
Oh, I know.
that playbook was terrible. It was just
Yeah,
running
change
the
it.
ball.
You have to
But-
change play. Yeah,
Yeah, but it was
but I feel like Goff going to Detroit. It's like it makes sense.
yeah.
Like you belong in Detroit. Like that's where your play belongs. Like a
Yeah.
mediocre,
Yeah.
slow, not exciting play.
Yeah, absolutely. And you
Detroit.
deserve to play on Thanksgiving. And just stink it up.
Honestly, that's the coolest thing about playing in Detroit.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Well, I learned about it. I forgot about it though. But like, how they got.
They were like one of the first teams to.
Yeah, they were like one of the first teams to do it or
Yeah.
whatever, and then Dallas took that shit too.
Yeah.
And
We're
they're
America's team. We gotta do this too.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I know.
Douchey.
It's so dumb.
But I am glad they added because for literally years as a child, I was like, why don't they have a night game on Thanksgiving?
Mm,
And then they finally started doing that like 4 years ago, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What the fuck? Because like the great thing about Thanksgiving, which by the way, favorite holiday, easily my favorite holiday.
Yeah, not a lot of Americans are on board with Thanksgiving. I feel like.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it was probably because of family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, but I'm not even thinking of that. I'm thinking of just like me and what I got going on. So I'm thinking
true.
like, all right, best food for any holiday for sure.
Absolutely.
And then football all day except nighttime. Mm-hmm. So like once like you ate dinner and like you watched a 4:00 game, and then you ate dessert, like there's nothing.
No, and then you probably go to the movies.
No, I never did that.
Oh, I did that.
No, we never did that once.
Yeah.
No, we just everybody just got drunk.
Oh yeah, no.
But like. Yeah, but now the third game, I was like, yo, yes, now it's like dessert with a little cap of your night. And
just
with nice
another
little
fucking
smoke.
football Sunday. It should be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only bummer is like if one of those games suck, you can't switch to another game.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And since Detroit's every Thanksgiving, there's a good chance they're going to lose that game.
Well, thank God it's the 1:00 game every time. Because if it was a late game, I'd be mad. I remember, what was it? It was Steelers and Ravens were supposed to play. Was it like last year?
Maybe, yeah.
During the COVID? Yeah, because we were supposed to get that as a night game, and that would have been fucking great. But everyone got COVID, especially the Ravens side.
Stupid COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think Matt Stafford's going to have a real shot at the NFC Championship? I don't know if they're going to go to the bowl, but you think they can get to the NFC Championship?
Easily playoffs.
Yeah.
Easily playoffs.
What do you think their record's going to be?
Well, they have a tough division, though.
Yeah, they have one of the toughest divisions.
It's weird how, like, no matter how bad the NFC East is, it's still always hard. Yeah. No matter how bad it is. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But the NFC West is rough. Like, the Seahawks.
The NFC West is so rough. It used to be a joke, and now it's the fucking hardest division.
Because the Seahawks are good. The Cardinals are good.
Cardinals are always
the 49ers, when they get Garoppolo back and stuff, they're good. They fire on all cylinders. And the fucking Rams are good. That's a good fucking division, man.
Yeah. Now they can all go to the playoffs, which is nice. With the extension of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. 4 teams. Wait, 4 teams from one division can go to the playoffs now.
Yep.
Theoretically.
That'd
be very hard, though, still.
It would be, but theoretically, yeah, it could happen.
I still think
even we saw it with this year. Like we saw like Miami 10-6, and they got knocked out.
Yeah.
And then my fucking team, my trash team, made it in with a subpar record of 9-7, baby.
So disappointing.
I know. Well, next year or in 5 months.
Oh yeah. God, dude. I even. This. By the way, I heard the Eagles are gonna take a fucking quarterback. I heard they're gonna take Justin Fields.
What the fuck is the Eagles do? First of all, they got Jalen Hurst, which I feel like is gonna do great for them. Like he got that offense moving, and for them to be like, oh no, let's
take Justin Fields, another mobile quarterback. It's like the same exact guy.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but whatever. They got who's their coach now? I forgot.
Some fucking Guinea. I don't know.
How do you think the Detroit coach is gonna fare with Stafford? Because you know how crazy that Detroit coach is.
What Detroit coach?
The new Detroit coach. He looks like the PC police or PC teacher.
Oh, Dan Campbell, right? Oh, you mean Goff?
Dave Campbell or Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, yeah. You mean how's he gonna do with Jared Goff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's so emotional, dude. He's so emotional.
Jared Goff's like a robot.
Have you seen him?
Oh yeah.
Be like go to the practice facility and sort of break down crying.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this dude is like off his rocks. He loves football so much.
I know. I don't love anything that much.
But this guy looks like.
Yeah, he does look like PC principal.
It's so ridiculous.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. It does look just like him.
There he is.
I remember Dan Campbell in his playing days.
Oh, what team did he play for?
The Lions.
Oh, that's probably why. He's like, oh, I'm back home.
He was a blocking tight end who caught a few touchdowns.
Okay.
He wasn't like a.
He was no Gamble, or what's his name? Not Gamble, Grable.
Grable.
From the Patriots.
Vrabel.
Grable.
Mike Vrabel?
Rabel. That's his name?
Are you talking about the coach for the Titans?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Oh, it's V.
Yeah, it's Vrabel.
Oh, I thought it
And
was
he was a
Vrabel.
linebacker.
Yeah. Like he was like a star, not like a blocking tight end like Dan
Right.
Campbell.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, like he was like an actual star player, Mike Vrabel. Dan Campbell. Again, he has some touchdowns. He has but he was mainly a pass blocking and run blocking tight end.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Did you watch the NHL?
I
Or you
watched
heard about it?
I watched the games. I didn't watch. I watched a little bit of the outdoor game that because it was on midnight because it got delayed fucking 3 hours
Yeah.
because the ice was melting.
Because it was too sunny.
Yeah, like no shit. The fuck were they thinking?
Yeah, this global warming thing is like they're not.
That's not even that. It's sun. Like of course, like it's not cold enough yet.
I mean, they should have moved it to Texas of all the years.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it was cold enough, and the sun's too low,
Yeah.
so like it's gonna melt.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
of course it's gonna fucking. That's why I wish you could pull up every video we tried to pull up. It kept freezing, but like,
Yeah.
it's funny watching like the refs skate.
Ironic.
Yes,
It
that
was
is ironic.
freezing, but it was not freezing there.
The refs like just like getting stuck and falling over. Like guys are skating to like the boards and like getting stuck on the boards like on their skates
Man.
because those giant divots and like it's melting and like they had
Right.
like try to patch it up and like fuck it, wait until midnight or I guess 10:30 their time, whatever.
Right,
but
or it's colder with the sun.
but
goes
I love like the winter classics are great.
down. I like the Winter Classic.
But they
too.
usually do them in Maine or like like in New York or something like Buffalo
Yeah.
in January, not fucking there when it's mad sunny out. Like,
Yeah. They're like, let's do a vacation spot. I mean, will it help with the ice? Probably not.
like guys, we're gonna go to an active volcano and try to play hockey. Hopefully the lava won't be a problem with the ice.
Right.
It's like, well, I don't know. Have you tried a colder place?
Have you been to Lake Tahoe? I've only been to Lake Tahoe once. It's nice.
It's Nevada, right?
Yeah, Nevada.
Yeah.
Got some weed
By
there.
Reno.
It was nice. Chibichus, it knocked me out. I heard Joey Diaz just talk about Chibichus, and I was like, let's see what this hype is about. And then I woke up with a headache. That's Lake Tahoe for me.
Drugged yourself.
Yes. I
You wake up, your dick's in your hand. Like I jerked myself off too. Oh no.
That normally happens. Anyways. But the rest fucking.
Yeah, it's very funny. But yeah, I love outdoor hockey when they do it right.
Yeah, I think the last game that I kind of saw that I liked was the Pittsburgh versus Phillies.
Oh,
or
the Flyers.
not the Flyers, yeah.
Rangers had one a few years ago against the Flyers that were great. Like, yeah, there was like have like great like cool throwback classic jerseys and they use. I love hockey's so underrated.
It really is.
Like no one watches it.
My love for hockey comes from hockey movies.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Miracle and fucking Slapshot.
It was more Mighty Ducks.
And Mighty Ducks, of course.
Mighty Ducks, dude. And
I mean, I love how like there's literally an NHL franchise because of a movie.
I know, and I'm pretty sure they like during the '90s they hated being a part of that franchise. They're like, I don't want to be part of a kids movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then they won a Stanley Cup. I was like, all right.
Yeah. But they changed their logo.
They did, and garbage. They never ever, but they always have throwbacks.
Yeah.
And they have a really cool. Look it up. NHL Anaheim Ducks reverse throwback. I think that's what it's called. It's sick. If you could pull this up, and we could find it, it's a fucking sick jersey. By the way, I'm buying an Anaheim. I have a shirt, but I'm gonna buy a jersey, a throwback jersey. I'm gonna buy an away jersey. Fuck it. That's it. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. How sick is that jersey? Make it big for me.
Yeah. Boom. That's pretty dope.
Dude. That's sick.
Oh, that's pretty dope. I like that a lot.
So for people not watching, it's essentially the old school duck as essentially like a goalie. he's like breaking out from the ice, and it's across the whole fucking jersey. It's sick. It's a sick logo.
It's sick.
It's so cool.
I like it a lot.
The old school Coyotes one is awesome. Right there to the left.
To the left.
See that one?
Oh yeah.
I love the old school Coyotes one. The Rangers one. That's from like early.
The Rangers. That's
from like the
cool
mid.
one.
That's like the early 2000s.
Mm.
The Whaler. I have a Whalers shirt too. I love the old Whalers logo, the Hartford Whalers, which I believe they are now the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, okay. They went from Wales to Hurricanes.
Yeah, they went from Connecticut to North Carolina. I need that jersey.
That is.
I fucking need that jersey, dude.
That is pretty dope.
Fuck,
man.
That hoodie.
What hoodie?
They have a hoodie for it. Dick's Sporting's. No, go up.
Oh,
to the left.
Here?
Guess who's buying that hoodie?
25% off.
Okay, fuck, I'll buy it.
It's $100.
I don't give a fuck. I'm buying that hoodie.
Okay.
I'm 100% buying that hoodie. There's no way I'm not buying that hoodie, Jesse.
All right, that's fine.
I'm buying that hoodie. I'm 100% buying that. What?
I was like, here. I'm a Ducks fan. Quack, quack, quack. No, I'm kidding. I don't really care. Although I do say quack when I'm trying to hype myself up. Like I'm just like quack, 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 quack. Or like I'll do that during like when I'm playing video games with a friend and I'm coming back. They don't know. They get so pissed. But you watched fights. I don't watch fights.
Yeah.
I watched the Elimination Chamber. The Miz is WWE champion. But you want to talk about the fights? Go ahead, talk about the fights.
I'm sorry. We can talk about fake wrestling.
The Miz is awesome. Okay, shut up.
I thought he stopped wrestling like years ago.
No. No. He is a great wrestler now. I used to hate him, and yeah, he's now champion, and he deserves to be champion.
That's wild.
I know. But
wasn't he like a gimmick guy? Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to get into this because you're gonna get mad.
I'm gonna get mad. You're right. I'm gonna get fucking furious probably. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, no, the fights are this weekend, and the main event. By the way, fucking.
I saw the knockout.
Yeah.
Like he just went under, and I'm just like.
It didn't. It's funny. Neil called me mad late. He called me at like the end of the co-main event. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "What channel the fight's on?" I was like, "ESPN Plus." Because him and Garrett were down here, I guess, trying to watch the fights.
Right.
And then I was like, "You're essentially watching the main event, just so you guys know. It's over."
Yeah.
And then we were on the phone together, and he was like, "Dude, it barely looked like he fucking touched him."
Yeah, it didn't look like it touched him.
But what we're talking about is Derrick Lewis fighting Curtis Blades.
Yeah.
So I threw money on the parlay. I took, as anybody listens to the show and you know, I always throw my fights on social media, my picks. Mm-hmm. I accidentally checked off one of the guys I didn't want to by accident. Mm-hmm. So the first 3 fights, I got right.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at my media post, it looks like I didn't because that third fight, I accidentally checked off the wrong guy. But I swear I meant to pick the other guy. I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
So I got the first 3 fights right. I was like, all right. Guess where I threw my money? The last 3 fights. Last 3 fights, all upset victories. Every single one. Every single one was an upset victory. Damn. And I was like, cool. So
was it just because they looked bad, or what was like? Why did they lose? You think?
So, Rosa versus Milner. That one, I was like, Rosa might lose this. That one going in, I was like, I might lose this one. So that one, I might. But I was like, Rosa's a favorite. He's a black belt BJJ guy. I don't think Milner has that skill. Mm-hmm. I think he takes it. Yeah. Milner beat the shit out of him for 3 rounds. And I was like, well, lost my bet right away. Right. There goes everything else anyway. Damn. And then the next fight was Caitlin Vieira versus Anna Kunitskaya. Mm. And she was such an underdog. And Caitlin Vieira is a fucking beast. Yeah. And I was like, well, Caitlin Vieira is going to walk through her. And then Anna opens her up.
How?
I think some elbows on the ground and like, dude, but badly opened her up. Like half her face, like Terminator. It was like red. And I went, what's happening? Yeah. Like, what is happening? And then she won the decision because it went to decision, but she fucked her up. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Was it 5 rounds or was it 3?
No, it was only 3. Only the main. So MMA only in the main event or a championship fight is 5 rounds. Okay. Everything else is 3. Right. Main event round, Derrick Lewis versus Curtis Blades. Derrick Lewis, I love him. His nickname is the Black Beast. He's fucking hilarious. One of the best funniest fighters on social media. Like, he just posts hilarious shit.
Yeah.
He says hilarious shit in interviews,
Right.
and he's very, like, straight-faced and nonchalant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a shirt that he sold that says, "My balls are hot," because one time after a fight, he was losing the fight. He comes back in a crazy knockout win. He just takes his shorts off in the middle, like, right after the fight, and Rogan's interviewing. He's like, "Why'd you take your pants off, dude?" He's like, "My balls were hot."
Oh, yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Like, he is so fun. So I love Derrick Lewis. Curtis Blades, I like him as a fighter. He's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
He's a wrestler, though. And admittingly, he admits, like, he's a boring fighter. Because what Curtis Blades does is he takes you down, and he just stops you by, stoppage, or, like, he'll out-wrestle you or sub you. But he's not a stand-up and brawl guy.
Right.
People hate him for that. He's like, he said in his press conference this week, he's like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm going to take him down." He's like, "You guys want me to stand?" Because Derrick Lewis can't wrestle.
Yeah.
He can't do jiu-jitsu.
Right.
He literally just throws.
Yeah.
That's it. That's his thing.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
So Curtis Blades is like, "I'm going to take him down."
So that's what he was trying to do, and then he got knocked out. That sucks.
Because I'll be honest with you, he didn't really try to take him down.
Yeah.
He did and got knocked out, but he had other opportunities that whole fight that I feel like he just didn't go for.
Interesting.
That again, I'm not saying he could have got it.
2020, yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, I don't know. I saw some spots that for his level of wrestling, like his caliber, like he is a D1 wrestler. Like, he comes from a background of wrestling. I was like, he could have taken him down, I think, and he didn't. And I think he was too worried about those punches. And then when he ducked, watch it.
I saw it. I
put
saw
his head
that.
down.
I saw.
That's what happens.
Oh my god.
Football, same thing, right? He's like, don't put your head down for
Yeah.
tackles. Same thing for fighting.
Yeah.
Don't put your head down. When you go for a takedown, you got to still look up.
Yeah.
And he just hit him with that uppercut,
Fuck
and
him.
it didn't look hard.
It did not look hard
But
at
again,
all.
that means nothing.
Yeah,
but obviously,
but he like legitimately like went back, and I was surprised because on like Instagram they showed, like, they usually like show the knockouts or right before what happened, the knockouts, and then someone posted like the full knockout, and I was like, damn, that didn't look that bad. But
but
Christ.
he felt like he got shot.
Yeah,
it was one of those where he was stiff.
Yeah, he was.
And then he crushed him twice afterwards.
Yeah. And then he started yelling from across the fucking
that's his thing.
And it was just like,
but it's funny because Herb Dean was the ref of that fight, and he just couldn't get there in time to stop those two punches.
Right.
So they asked him after the fight, and he goes, "Those punches were on Herb Dean." I love him, and that's the thing. I bet against him because I thought he's just gonna take him down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to bet against him because I love Derrick Lewis, but I was like, I got to bet against him for money with her, and I was wrong. But
I mean, normally with people who do stand up and then people who like take motherfuckers down, your safest bet is probably.
Yeah, well, you gotta understand, like, he's fought DC before, and DC just took him down. Like, he fought Stipe, Stipe just took him down. Like, these guys, I mean, DC and Stipe are better than Curtis Blades, but like, he's fought wrestlers before, and there was like, I'm just gonna take you down. Like, I'm not even gonna stand here and do this with you because I know you can knock me out.
Yeah.
Because his knockout power is crazy.
Yeah.
There was a fight one time with him and Travis Brown. Travis Brown is married to Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
That's who.
You mean the former WWE Women's Champion?
Yes, women's champion. That's why I said that, because I knew you know her from wrestling and not fighting.
Oh, I know her from UFC. Let's be serious. She was the Mike Tyson of the time.
Yeah, pretty much. But Travis Brown had Derrick Lewis like knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Derrick Lewis was sitting there like this, like wobbly, and then he hits Travis Brown, and then Travis Brown goes wobbly, and he comes back and wins. I was like, whoa, like the whole, like, it was it was a wild minute and a half. It was like because they were both just like wild, like it was nuts. But I love Derrick Lewis, but good card. Good. What's the next card? If you don't mind pulling it up for me, this week, this Saturday. Also, what time are we at?
We are at 39.
Okay, so we got time.
Yeah. Which one is this one? Friday night.
Saturday.
Okay.
If you just go to UFC events and Google, like it's usually the first thing that upcoming UFC events will come up, and So that was this past weekend. So just go to. Yeah, no, you can go up and see in the red banner. No, in that red banner.
Yeah.
Just click right to the right of that. Yeah, right there.
Oh, gotcha. All right, here, give me a second to put it on, so everyone can see on YouTube.
And then scroll
Please
down.
subscribe.
Oh, could you
and
open that up? Like open up the whole card. Like to scroll down. There should be a arrow. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so is this all the main card? I guess.
I guess so. I don't
Okay.
know.
So Kevin Kroom versus Alex. Scroll down a little bit. Caceres. Oh, Yoder's fighting. Oh, Angela Hill's making a return. Pedro Munoz versus Jimmy Rivera. Silva versus De La Rosa. Oh, Montana De La Rosa is very pretty.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
No, she is. And then scroll.
Yeah, because now it's like hot girls are getting into this.
Oh, they've been. Yeah, but they're good.
Well, ever since Ronda Rousey, I feel like now this is like
Ronda Rousey, 100%
was like
100% was
Yeah.
a woman's movement in MMA. Yeah. And like by the way, Gina Carano, who was before her,
yeah.
she was a fucking badass. Like she was like a pioneer of the sport, but she just didn't. She definitely helped.
Yeah, she got soft. She got Disney check and she got
Well,
soft.
Yeah, but she definitely helped chicks get into like MMA. But Ronda Rousey's really like kicked that
Yeah.
shit in. But
Yeah.
Gina Carano, I would say is like the first pioneer, and then Ronda Rousey blew that shit up. But anyway,
Interesting.
but Nikita Krylov versus who the fuck is Ankalev, and then Gain versus Rosenstruck. It's a pretty good card. It's a pretty good card.
What makes it good?
Who
Who are
lot
the
of
standouts? Who are the personalities?
So
here?
obviously we'll talk main event. Rosenstruck versus Gain. Gain's undefeated. Rosenstruck has one loss. Rosenstruck is only loss, I believe, is to Stipe. Stipe is the best heavyweight of all time, in my opinion. So
Okay.
he's the current champ, Stipe too. So
What's his signature moment?
Rosenstruck, I would say blowing up Alistair Overeem's lip.
Okay.
It was disgusting. He fucking Alistair Overeem, long time heavyweight. He's been fighting forever. He should not. He's a guy who got knocked out by Francis Ngannou so violently it looked like he got rock'em sock'em roboted. That knockout.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Rosenstruck blew up his fucking lip. He fucking hit him so hard, Overeem's lip like split into two.
Oh God.
That was gross. So that was his biggest moment, I would say, for him. But Gain's undefeated. He's coming up.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I gotta look at these. I gotta look at this more to start picking. But
What are some of the major camps these guys come out of? Like, is
good
it usually...
question. I actually don't know a lot of these guys' camps
Okay.
because
But
they
what
also
are the
switch
main,
a lot.
What are the main camps that you're like, oh, this guy's a prodigy? because
So
he's training with
ATT,
you?
American Top Team.
Okay.
You got like Alpha Male and like the West Coast. You got like Jackson Wink. You got fucking was it Blackout? I think that's what they call themselves. Then you got I forgot what they call themselves in Colorado. Endurance. Whoever. It's man, names just escaping me.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
anyways,
TJ Dillashaw's camp in Colorado with him and Dwayne Ludwig. I think it's Elevated Colorado, something like that. They have a good camp. There's a few
like
camps.
8. So there's
There's like 5
8.
to 7 camps
5 to
that are
7.
like you hear and you're like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
You know, you're like, that's legit
Yeah,
camp.
yeah,
And there's
yeah.
some that you don't know that guys come out of. Like, here's something that is very surprising. Tiger Schulman's puts out some decent fighters.
Oh, really?
Tiger Schulman's, yeah, the fucking like
I don't know who that is.
Tiger Schulman's like the karate like franchise that you see like in suburbs, like Tiger
okay.
Schulman's Karate.
Yeah.
Like they actually put out some decent MMA fighters.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Like
that.
yeah, like I know it's weird because
Yeah.
they're like a franchise karate school, but they kind of turned it into like
A legit thing.
kind of. Some guys are legit, yes, but like
But, soccer moms are still paying $70
Right.
for classes.
yes, like that's exactly my point. So like it's not the same as someone going
It's a
like
for-profit.
yeah, it's not the same as like where'd you go? Tiger Schulman's cool. Well, I came out of like Jackson Wink. So, you're like okay,
yeah.
like yeah, like John Jones trains with like Jackson, like
Okay.
Greg Jackson, like that's
Right, right.
like those guys. Like okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's those
elite
camps,
level.
like legit. And then
Okay.
you had those Brazilian camps too, that I just don't know the names of, but those camps are legit. But
Yeah,
they're in
yeah,
Brazil, and I don't fucking know.
You don't know Portuguese. That's fine.
I don't know Portuguese. No, that's more your territory.
It's not my territory.
Ah, but you're closer. So
You're right. I'm closer enough.
you
But
should
I speak
know.
Spanish to let people know.
Yeah, Peru's closer
I'm
to
not
Brazil
even-
than America.
That's so true.
We
We got the ladies, the flyweight ladies.
Yeah, Montana De La Rosa. I think she's on a losing streak.
Is she?
I think so.
So-
I believe Pedro Munoz, Jimmy Rivera, I think lost his last fight to my fucking brain, dude. I can't remember all these fights. I think
There's
he
so
just
many.
lost to.
How much have like the
Figueroa?
UFC increased their like fight schedule since?
It's every fucking week.
Yeah. So when was the Disney Plus deal signed? Or not
2
Disney
years
Plus,
ago.
but
It was
ESPN
Disney. It
Plus.
was Disney.
Well, I mean,
deal.
it's
yeah.
Disney, though.
2 years ago was it the
Okay.
ESPN deal? So that was with Disney. So I would say 2 years ago.
Mhm.
And it's literally like every weekend.
Damn.
So there's a pay per view once a month, and then but there's 4 fights a month.
Is it becoming? Is it easier to like, or is it just more exciting to follow because more personality? You're seeing more personalities come out of the
It's
UFC?
more fight. So like back in even the early 2000s, the beginning of the mid 2000s, it was you had one card a month,
Yeah, it was Chuck Liddell versus,
and it was like
Ortiz.
Chuck Liddell versus Randy Couture.
Yeah,
But like they were good cards,
yeah,
and then those guys started to retire,
right.
and they didn't really have the talent pool like they do now or then, and they went through like a really weird period where they're expecting people to pay $70 for like a card with like one good fight on it.
Right.
And everyone's like, hey, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And then they started refilling their talent pool and like, Connor and all that shit. And then
Okay.
they're back at it. But there was a few years of just like,
Was it during Anderson Silva's years? Like the decline of Anderson
yeah,
Silva?
kind of. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
'cause you had like, he was great, right?
Yeah.
But you had GSPs, but like they weren't, but obviously those guys weren't fighting every month.
Right.
So you had those guys fight 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Great.
But everything else was like,
Everything else was shit.
Yeah. that
So,
sucks.
but now more talent. Even the guys who aren't like, again, Pedro Munoz and Jimmy Rivera, they are not well-known house names, but I know their names, and that's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
That's a good fight. Like
Yeah.
it's an entertaining fight. Like, it's not a shit fight. Angela Hill versus fucking Ashley Yoder. That's a good fucking fight.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, who's Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder? Watch, they're good. It's going to be a competitive fight. Like it's like that, and that's what's better about MMA now.
Yeah.
It's like even the not as big names, they're still good fights.
The undercards are gonna fucking steal the show.
But like back then, some of the earlier undercard fights in that shit time period, it was like
Yeah.
John Doe versus John Smith, and you're like,
Ugh.
okay, cool.
Which supremacist is gonna take over?
Yeah, it's like, okay, and it's
Yeah.
like 2 Brazilians never heard of fight each other. It's like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
give
yeah.
a shit. Also, The Ultimate Fighter helped out the show.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So,
That makes sense. Are they doing another show like
yeah,
that?
they're bringing it back. I'm excited.
Okay.
They're going to bring it back. Yeah, because they took a break from it for like a year.
Do
or
they
two.
have different programming?
Well, I think with ESPN Plus and like they have like their own, they can add shit to. I think they're starting to do more. But
Because I saw the 30 for 30 for Chuck Liddell, and
that was great.
I didn't see the 30. I saw the preview.
Yeah, watch it. It's good.
Dude, I need to see it.
It's good because
Yeah.
that's a very interesting. The Tito Ortiz Chuck Liddell thing is very interesting.
Yeah.
If people who aren't like hardcore MMA fans, like that's still be interesting to you guys. Like
Yeah.
watch it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember everyone talking about that fight, and I was like,
It was 3 of them.
Well, yeah. There was 3 of them, but also it was just like I remember like that was the beginning, and
Yeah.
then Silva took over, and then Ronda Rousey took over,
And then Connor took, and then John Jones. Yeah, it's
Now
so-
now they're in my.
Well,
they're
so
in my
here's the
spec.
interesting thing about like the famous part of like how it got bigger. So like the Ultimate Fighter, the first Ultimate Fighter season 1,
Mhm.
the finale was Stephen Bonner versus Forrest Griffin,
Oh shit!
and it was on Spike TV
Right.
in a small Vegas, like not an arena. It was like one of those small Vegas like.
Mhm.
Lot like they're essentially it's like a lot in a fucking casino somewhere, like one of those small casinos, and you can see the walls like on camera. Like that's how small. Like you can see the fucking gray walls like in the background.
Yeah.
Like it's not big. And these guys beat the shit out of each other. And it was like a great fight.
Yeah.
And people were literally calling their friends during the fight and being like, "Hey man, are you seeing this fucking fight on like Spike TV?"
Yeah.
People being like, "What the fuck, Spike TV? What the fuck's the UFC?" Like this is like that.
Yeah.
This is 2004.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and people like if you it's be interesting. You probably pull it, but it's not worth pulling up. But I think they went. You see like ratings from the beginning of that fight to the end of that fight. It was like here to like.
Oh wow.
Because people were like, it was literally word of mouth throughout the fight. That's why it was. Because the internet really was. It was around, but like it wasn't like how it was now.
Yeah.
There was no tweet. There's no Twitter or anything. 2004.
Yeah, 2004.
So like,
it was on Facebook before parents were
and
on
not even
Facebook.
Really, right? No one was on. I guarantee people, kids were on Facebook being like, "You should check out this fucking fight right now." I guarantee it was all phone calls and like texting at the early stages.
Yeah,
and it blew up. That helped gain popularity tremendously. That fight, and then Ronda made her way in.
Yeah.
And being as again, Gina Carano gets kind of shit on for not having that because she was dominant. Gina was dominant in her time. She came in. She was really the first dominant MMA fighter, female MMA fighter, but she just didn't have that.
She didn't have the charisma.
It wasn't. The timing I think was off, and it just and then Ronda came in.
Yeah.
And it was just like I'm fucking
She's a
here.
princess.
And and then but little girls were like looking up to her, not even for the fight, just like her accomplishment, her story. Like she's a fucking Olympic judo. Like it's impressive.
Bronze, chill. I mean,
the least of the medals.
Yeah. Was it like silver? You hate that you didn't win gold, and bronze. You're just like, I'm happy I went.
Yeah. The least reflective of the medals. But then Connor came in, and then he just elevated it even more, right?
Yeah.
So like, and John Jones too, to a degree, but not to their level.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of John Jones, and like, whatever, like from an outside, like who doesn't really like look at the sport. I've heard of him, know that he's good, no charisma. Where I'm like, I need to watch this guy.
Right. We also, I'm sure, heard all the bad shit he's done, like hit a pregnant lady in his car and like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
But like that's NFL shit. Like his brother's in the NFL, so it's like it makes sense.
Of course. Oh, he's an asshole, but like he's the best fighter of all time. Like,
yeah. Why are you in a relationship with the best fighter of all time?
But like no, I mean he hit a pregnant lady in his car, like not his wife. Like like he was driving drunk and
he drove drunk
and he hit a pregnant and then ran away.
Oh, I thought you meant like
no, never hit anybody. He's actually that's the thing. He's like, I've seen videos of him like these kids in his neighborhood, kind of knew John Jones lived in the neighborhood, so they're kind of hanging outside of his house, and he has a Ring camera. He's like, "What's up, guys?" And they're like, "Hey," they're like, "Are you John Jones?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." And he's like, "Oh, cool." Like I told you. Like he's telling his friend, like I told you. And he's like, "Hey, you guys want some autographs?" He's like, "Yeah." Like he came. That was really cool. He came out, like he signed shit, and like he's like, "Hey, he's like,
sell it now before it's worth nothing."
Yeah, but like he's not like an asshole like that. But like his decision making stuff is he's like an asshole with that.
Yeah, gotcha.
But he's the best fighter of all time. Like it's not even, in my opinion, not even close. Like, you got popped for steroids. It didn't matter. Like he's so good, it didn't help. If that makes sense.
It didn't help, but like it wasn't. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
I know it's crazy to say steroids didn't help in a combat sport, but they didn't. Like they did.
I feel like it's harder, especially when you're doing MMA shit, because it's just like boxing. I can see like a real like transfer of it, right? But I feel like steroids in MMA, especially with his fighting style, felt like it was just recovery. I mean, it could be fucking wrong.
No, he's just. And then the second time he got popped, it was false. It was a false
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it. It came down. It finally was like, no, we fucked up. But like if you watch him beat the shit out of DC, I was like, steroids made no. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like getting head kicked. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'll head kick you. I'll knock you out. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's like the same argument for Deflategate.
Yeah,
it's like they ran the ball.
No, actually, by the way, and like I hate sticking up for New England, but Deflategate was bullshit.
Deflategate was such bullshit.
Because it's like, first of all, that made the Colts not cover the Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, that made them not tackle. Oh, that made them not run a good offense.
Yeah.
Nah, the Colts played like shit.
like complete shit.
And the Patriots are better than them.
Yeah.
And the holding the ball slightly less. Fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it. No, that's bullshit. And, like, I hate sticking up for that. But, like, it's the truth. It made no difference. It didn't. They're a better team. Stop crying.
Yeah.
Goodell's a fucking cunt. He's the worst commissioner of all time. He sucks.
Yeah,
like,
he's pretty bad.
everything that Barstool, like, Dave Portnoy says about him is fucking true. Like, he's a fucking cunt. Like, Goodell's such an awful commissioner. Like slandering Tom Brady like that, like ruining his fucking, like putting like fuck you.
Yeah.
Like do something with your fucking career.
Yeah, he does.
Why don't you make the NFL better instead of being a fucking asshole? Like
he's just trying to be international.
dickhead. Fucking asshole. That whole thing pissed me off so much. It was such a waste of time.
It was a waste of time. And then he gave the Patriots another ring.
Yeah, good. But I was actually kind of glad they won.
Yeah, me too.
In a way, I was like, fuck you. 'Cause I hate Goodell so much. It transcends my hatred to Bill Belichick.
That was the best time because it was like when he first was introducing the trophy, just the boos.
Good.
And just from the boos to the cheers as soon as it was handed over to Kraft was just.
But that's
I love
the thing,
that type of
is
shit.
everyone hates him.
Yeah,
It's not just New England fans. He gets booed in every NFL draft. Every game they show him at, he's hated.
Yeah.
He's a terrible commissioner.
Yeah.
It's not just New England. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Well, back to the NFL, guys, because the NFL dominates. But what else you got on this card?
No, it's definitely just a good card. Definitely check it out. Yeah. What time is this card? Does it say what time this card is? 8 o'clock? Is it 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock start? Oh, 8 o'clock start? Okay, good.
Yeah.
And it's at the Apex? Okay. So it's at the Vegas Apex Arena.
Okay.
It's their Performance Institute.
Okay.
That's
gotcha.
their. It's technically a smaller cage by like a few feet, which I think leads to more knockouts.
Really?
You can't retreat
That makes sense.
as much,
That makes
so
sense.
you're forced to engage more, and which leads to fucking more knockouts.
Is that where most of these Friday night fights happen at the Apex?
So the fight
the-
nights are usually at the Apexes,
And then
like
pay-per-views are-
every other month or every 2 months they go to Fight Island.
Okay.
In Abu Dhabi, and then right now because of COVID still, the pay-per-views are just like in Vegas somewhere.
Right.
But sometimes they'll have them like at a bigger place, but because they're letting some people in, but it's usually still at the Apex.
Yeah, that makes sense.
See what the fuck else you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I also think go to Florida, I guess.
One of these days, it's gonna happen soon. WrestleMania is gonna happen in Florida. Hey, back to WWE.
WrestleMania.
Don't act like you wouldn't want.
You know, it's like I get it. Wrestling is entertaining, and like I'm not. It's just like when, and I know you're not doing this, but like there are people who are like, they're like it's very athletic. Like stop, because I know the next thing out of your mouth is be like, it's just like XYZ sport. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not. And I hate when people start making that comparison. Like, oh, it's not.
I think you're the only one making that.
No,
comparison.
I've heard people. I've heard diehard wrestling fans make a comparison. Like these guys can transition.
Okay, if that's the case, then they're at least 300 pounds.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair. You're not wrong, Jesse. You're not wrong.
And I'm not 300 pounds. Let the record show.
Just 299.
It's close. It's close. But it's not 300. Let's go.
Let's go. Get it.
I don't know, man. All right, sweet. So we got all this going on, and I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, no, we could wrap it up here.
Yeah.
So we'll probably back this. I guess we'll put this up immediately. This episode.
We'll just put it up immediately.
Let's put it up today.
This happened an hour ago,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
An hour from when
About
you
an
listen to
hour
it.
ago.
So check out the fights this weekend, and then UFC 2. Could you click 259 for me? The next one over. Yeah, this one we will be.
Nunes. Yeah, I'd like her.
We'll be watching this one on Cult of Us, the Patreon for sure.
Please join our Patreon. $3
because
right? $3 tier.
Yeah, $3. Patreon.com/Cult of Us. Jan Blachowicz is fighting Izzy for the light heavyweight fucking title, which is nuts. Izzy's moving up in weight because Izzy's middleweight.
Okay.
He's moving up to fight for the title, and he's fucking dominant, dude. I think Adesanya wins this fight, man. Amanda Nunes versus poor Megan Anderson. She's so pretty. She's gonna get fucking poor baby girl.
Poor baby girl.
You're gonna fight this killer. She's called a lioness for a reason.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes is gonna kill her. And then the third championship fight of the night, Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. Good fucking fight. And then Islam, I can't pronounce his last name, versus Drew Dober.
That's one too many syllables for him.
Makovec, and then Santos versus Rogic. That's a good fucking card, dude. Good card, guys. All right, I'm excited for that. So that's March 6th, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, March 6th. We'll be watching that. I'll be here for that for sure. Yeah. So all right. So check us out for that. Check us out for all the other great stuff. Please subscribe, rate, and review us. Join all of our social medias. We're at Slapstick Cast, Slapstick Sports, and all this stuff. Check us out. Follow me at Adam Nutter on Twitter, Instagram, at Adam Nutter Comedy on Facebook and TikTok. Of course, check out my other podcasts on this network, DropTent.com. Check out Cult of Us and Garbage Opinions Podcast. And, of course, Jesse is the producer for Cult of Us, so check that out.
Yeah, for sure. And you can find me on TikTok, Jesse Pedraza Show, and Instagram, which it's different here, but it's Jesse Pedraza Show. Changed it, because why not?
Why not? Make Neil do more work.
Yeah, why not?
All right, guys. That's up for us. We'll see you later this week. Peace.
Peace.
Welcome to a DropTent Media Production.